In this video, I'm looking at moves number 95. This is a late 1997, November-December issue. And the main reason I have this is because the cover article is "The Sun Never Sets." So that was a game system. I think it came out with the first Afghan war in S&T, but then it came out, in a box set. Mine is really damaged as far as the box, but that's what it looked like. It was a decision games, and there were 4 games in here, I think. March to Peking, the Zulu War, and then 2 different Sudan wars in the 1883 and then 1896. Now I keep all of these in this box right here because I have, French Foreign Legion, which is not great, but it's all right. And then I have The Sun Never Sets 2 that came in an S&T number 274, and I have First Afghan War, which was in S&T number 179, I think. Anyway, they all fit in this box. So that's how I keep them. But what Miranda provided here was some of his design notes. So one subheading is called "The Care and Feeding of Leaders." It shows how important leaders are in this system, particularly to get your troops moving, but also to get advantages in combat. This uses a weapons system matrix. So when you're in a battle, the artillery type weapons fire first, then the rifle and musket type weapons fire second, and then, melee. So even if you don't get tactical superiority, say that the natives have tactical superiority during the artillery round, the natives probably don't have any artillery. So even without the advantage, you get to fire those first. Then if the natives don't have rifles, you get to fire rifles first. And then when you go to melee, the natives, if there are any left, get to fire first or attack first. So anyway, that's what's covered in here. He does a very detailed analysis of leader value comparisons in the different games in the box set. And then he has a detailed look at the weapons matrix and the combat rounds. So that's very good. Then he has a subheading on combat and how he came up with the different combat ratings, chaos, and how that's brought in through an events table, and then a section on morale, then British game strategies, native game strategies, and all of the like. So he kind of makes those specific to each game in the box. You can certainly translate them into other games as well. So that right there, my friends, is the reason that I've kept this magazine in my collection. There is another article in here on Balkans 1941. That was an S&T game in issue number 182. I do not happen to have that issue myself, but this is an article by Miranda. I think he was the designer also, and he explains a lot of design concepts, tactical tips, and things like that for playing the game, as well as he has a mini scenario called Balkans 41 Operation Mercury in here. And there's a scatter table for those airdrops for Operation Mercury provided in this. So if you have that game. There's another issue of S&T that I don't have, 181 Fall of Rome. If I remember correctly, it was a solitaire game, but I'm not sure. And it was like sort of a quasi remake of the original Fall of Rome concept in S&T. I don't remember what issue. It's an old one, number 39, it says right here. So Miranda writes another article on that, talking about some of the design concepts in his redesign of that game. There is also another article, New Scenarios for the Fall of Rome. There is a Trajan scenario, 98 AD. There is a Julian the Apostate scenario, 355 AD. There is the Fall scenario, 476 AD, and then there is a Persian scenario, the last Persian War, 610 AD. So, if you have that game, this brings, I think, 4 new scenarios. There's also a scenario section for Pacific War and engagements and battles, which provide, I think, a number of new scenarios for Pacific War, which is a Victory Games game. I have this. I have 2 copies of this old one. One of them didn't have a rule book, but I bought it anyway for the extra components. And now I never did upgrade that with the Compass Games re-release. Is it Compass or GMT? I think it's Compass. But anyway, there is engagements and battle scenarios. There is another short article by James Gordon, Pacific War Scenario, the Western Pacific, which has a scenario. Then there is sequels for Desert Fox. This is, I believe, an old S&T game, which I do have somewhere. I just didn't dig it out for this, with some scenarios for Crusader and Cauldron and Supercharge, and then another variant for Army Group Africa. So if I play that game, which I think I will sometime, because I think Richard Berg designed that, I would like to play it, but I'm not going to use any of these variants. And then there's one other article here called The Eagle Has Landed. This is from Victory Games Shell Shock. I don't have that game, but if you did, there's a 1-page article here with 3 scenarios for that game. But that's what you get in Moves number 95, digging this one out from 29 years ago in 1997. So thank you for watching. If you have any comments on any of the games or articles in that issue, please leave them in the comments below, and I hope you have a great day.